First of all, we are very happy that China has also posted a very positive 3% growth in this second quarter. In Pakistan too, though we have been hit by, our economy has been hit by the COVID-19 pandemic, but we are having some very positive news from Pakistan. Our current account deficit has reduced considerably. Our remittances have increased. There has been inflation has come down to single digit. So they are very good news, and we hope that this year we'll be posting a positive growth in our country. And as there are good news as the economies of our two countries stabilize, I think that this will give confidence to the business and the private sector of our two countries, so that we can resume our normal bilateral economic relations as soon as possible.
In the previous episode, we have brought you the edition of Mr. Moin Haque, the newly appointed Pakistani Ambassador to China. Mr. Haque talked about bilateral relationship between Pakistan and China.
Items which now enjoy duty-free access to each other countries, including you mentioned fisheries and pharmaceuticals. So there are many opportunities for the traders of the two countries to work in this area. And I think the second question relates to special economic zones. We have learned a lot from Chinese experience of developing special economic zones. The first example was the special economic zone which was established in Pakistan by Haque in a joint venture with the Pakistani local partner JWSCZ Group. And then under CPEC we have identified 9 special economic zones across Pakistan, across the CPEC route, and 3 of them are now in advanced stage of preparation. And these special economic zones will give very unique opportunities, special incentives to not only Pakistani but Chinese and global investors to come and set up their industry. So I take this opportunity to invite my Chinese friends and businessmen to come and take advantage of these special economic zones in Pakistan.
The commercial office of the Chinese embassy in Pakistan quoted the Pakistani media as saying, Pakistan is seeking support from China to develop scale agriculture and launch green revolution to boost its economic growth.
It has come as an additional challenge when we were grappling with pandemic. This locust attack in Pakistan was an additional challenge. But I think 3 things helped us to address this challenge. One was the resilience of the Pakistani nation, that we have always stood together against any natural disaster. Second was the very timely action which was taken by the government of Pakistan to protect the crops and also to protect the farmers from any losses, financial losses. And third was our very close cooperation with China. We are really grateful to China for helping us in this very difficult time by sending experts, by guiding us, advising us, and especially sending equipments like drones by the Ministry of Agriculture of China, which help us in controlling locust in desert areas. And then we have taken this cooperation to a next level. During the visit of our Prime President in March, we have signed an MOU for control of pest control, and we are setting up a special center in Karachi for control of pests and diseases. So this is very important area for cooperation for us. You also mentioned about ecology and I think climate change. You want it's a climate change. It's a global phenomena. It's a real threat to our existence on this planet. And our Prime Minister is one of the very advocate of climate change, international cooperation in the field of climate change. Pakistan, is one of the most vulnerable countries against climate change and global warming. In his first address at the UN General Assembly, our Prime Minister addressed four areas, and climate change was one of them. So he called for international cooperation to address the adverse impacts of climate change. And in this area, we share the vision and the views of China also. And that's why in Prime Minister's very project, a very comprehensive project in Pakistan is this tsunami 100 billion trees plantation in the country, which is now in a going on very in a full force. It's a project with a span of 5 years. We hope that this project will help address the effects of global warming and deforestation in our country. It's a very comprehensive and project which has been praised by international community and the United Nations also.
During the 62-minute interview, Mr. Haque covered 25 categories of goods in terms of large, medium, and small sectors or commodity code, including the conventional sectors like agricultural cold chain, information technology, mango export, and also the emerging sectors like pharmaceutical, automobile, and camel milk.
Cherries, strawberries, mangoes. Pakistan is rich in fruit. You are very right. I mean, thank you again for promoting the cherries of Pakistan also in China. I understand. These fruits like cherries are very, I would say, a delicate fruit. It requires special handling in exporting also. But our traders and our businessmen are now trying. It's not a large production in Pakistan of cherries. It's a very small production and it requires a special climate also. So in some parts of Pakistan we have this production. They are very high quality cherries, and we hope that we'll be able to export more and more of cherries in China also under the new FTA. And you mentioned about the dairy. Pakistan, of course, you know, is one of the third or fourth largest country in milk production. We are making new investments for value addition of our milk, making cheese, butter, yogurt, and those things. So this is a new area of investment where we are focusing, and we hope that more and more Chinese investors can come to Pakistan and in this field to help us, Pakistan, to help us in value addition of our milk production. You know, Pakistan also, the pharmaceutical industries in Pakistan is very strong. It is now very developing. It has many joint ventures with other multinational companies are based in Pakistan, and we are working very closely with China on developing the vaccine. So we will be very keen to strengthen this cooperation and see in future that beside COVID-19 vaccine we can produce other medicines, other important equipment, health equipment through our joint cooperation. We can not only in pharmaceuticals, Pakistani brands, we are famous, Pakistani products are famous for in other areas also. As you mentioned, textiles. We have a very strong textile industry. We have a very strong sports industry. Pakistani footballs are one of the best in the world. We are one of the largest producing football manufacturers in the world. Our footballs were official footballs for FIFA World Championships and many European Championships. So I think you were talking about Pakistan brand or Pakistani products. There are many Pakistani fashion products are very popular in the world. And now an area like IT, software applications, they are very popular. Our applications are very popular. One area which is I didn't mention to you will be our very important focus is tourism. So we are launching a very important initiative of promoting Pakistan as a tourist destination in China. We'll be launching a website, a special website in Chinese language. We'll be setting up a tourism office in our embassy. So we'll be reaching out to Chinese tour operators. You know, Pakistan is a very diverse country. It has beautiful landscapes. It's a very rich history. So we would like more and more Chinese tourists to go to Pakistan and see for themselves the beauty and diversity of Pakistan. So I would request through you that we can reach out to the Chinese tourists, so to make them aware about the beauty of Pakistan, and so we can take more and more Chinese tourists to Pakistan. Very happy, and thank you so much again. I hope you didn't ask you for tea or something.
Well, I'm sorry that we didn't give you time for a drink.
No problem.
Thank you.
It was non-stop.
Thank you.
Thank you.